Alright, so this is how to beat Altergeist. A little long overdue. Also, make sure you check out the links in the description for some good stuff. Alright, well, Altergeist don't do much other than they do searching, special summoning. They're all spellcaster types, and they mainly use traps. Most of the traps are to have some generic effects, like a search, call haunted type of effect, ways to protect the monsters. You even have this one here, which becomes a monster, so it's a trap monster. They can also protect your traps, and all these traps, except for these two, are continuous. So it's a trap-based deck, so you just have to deal with two things: traps and monsters. So something like Jinzo, obviously, it's strong. It can run over a lot of these Altergeist monsters, as well as it shuts down their traps. There's one they can use to defend against Jinzo, and that is Kun Query, because that's 2400 defense, so they can use this to stall long enough to try to find a way to get around Jinzo. More likely they'll try to do a link play, link them into something that can hopefully help them get rid of Jinzo. Since this deck is largely, revolving around trying to use back row to control the duel, stuff like Archfiend Eccentric, pretty universal. It can get rid of a monster or it can get rid of a spell and trap. Mainly use this to get rid of the traps. This deck does do some special summoning, so you can try to stop that with Fossil Diana. And most of these monsters aren't strong enough by themselves to run over Fossil Diana, except for maybe a few. But most of these have low attacks, so Fossil Diana can stay on the field long enough. Plus, if you play back row, you'll be good. And keeping Fossil Diana on the field long enough to give you the advantage. Since most of these have low attack, 1400 or less, whenever they're normal or special, they'll get destroyed if you have King Tiger Wangu. So King Tiger Wangu is a good card to have in general. It's just a good generic 1700 Earth. It's a beast, so that's important, right? Use that with Gold Bull if you can make Victoria Beast. But this is relatively a good. This is relatively a good floodgate normal summon monster. So it's always good. Then we have Zephion, the Time Lord. After it can't be destroyed by battle card effects. And after it battles, your opponent shuffles all their spells and traps back into their deck. So it's a good way of clearing their back row over and over again. So we only need to do that one time for it to be devastating, but it's an option. Having monsters can't be targeted, so that way it'd be hard to affect them with some of the traps and effects of the deck. So having some monsters that can't be targeted, that are strong, obviously the deck will struggle with. And that helps, because you always have to remember to make things harder for your opponent. So if you have a monster that's hard that can't be targeted, that's automatically making it hard for your opponent. Then if you have a monster that's strong that can't be targeted, you're making it way harder for your opponent to battle you, right? To be able to out your cards. So you always want to make things harder for your opponent. Because even playing something as simple as like Royal Decree and then just having like a big strong monster on the field, or like having King Tiger Wangu and Royal Decree on the field, that will shut down Altergeist really easy. Sometimes combining cards can have its big effect on your opponent. Something as simple as Kaijuing. Your opponent already has a Altergeist in the field, has some back row, and then you Kaiju their Altergeist monster. Now they don't have an Altergeist on the field right now, which will make some of the cards useless, because some of the cards do require Altergeist on the field in order to do their effects, because the cards are mainly to support the Altergeist. So turn the Altergeist into a kaiju. Then again, this deck definitely tries to control the duel with their back row. So MST, Twin Twister, and stuff like that will get rid of the back row. Anything that negates traps will be useful. It's always good. Negate the monster effects. You negate the monster effects and destroy them. Not only do they not get searches, they also won't have an Altergeist if they already had a trap to use. So stuff like Recall, Sound Strike, stopping the summons, stopping the effects, using stuff like Red Reboot, Dark Bribe, Royal Decree to negate the traps. Especially specific ones, like ones that would affect you, ones that don't affect you too much. You won't worry too much about. Goes a match. They're all spellcasters, but they all have different attributes. So goes a match will obviously be good to slow them down, to prevent them from getting multiple copies, multiple monsters on the field, try to swarm you, or even try to make link plays. Because normally they'll try to use link plays to get out of problematic situations. Baguska, very good card. While it's in defense mode, it's essentially a monster effect negating Floodgate. So that'd be useful to slow them down long enough for you to get what you need in order to take them down. Eschaton Knight, with their searching capabilities, they will definitely have more cards than you, so you can use Eschaton Knight to clear the board. Same goes for using something like Black Rose. Any board wipes is always useful against back row heavy decks. Cyber Dragon Infinity, totally awesome. Lagia, good for negating the traps. Also, totally awesome, and Infinity can also stop monster effects. We got the Evil Zoldoka, can negate up to 2 monster effects in a single turn, just by detaching material every time, so that's going to be very useful against the Altergeist monsters to prevent them from getting their traps. Something as simple as Nightmare Phoenix, it's generic enough that you can summon it from your extra deck and pop it on its back row. Notoria Barkion, you can keep negating traps by using its effect. Dawn Dragster, negates spells or traps, but you'll just use it to negate traps. Same thing with Shen, you'll use it to negate traps. And then we have Leo, Keeper of the Sacred Trees, 3100. Obviously, it's big and strong, hard for the Altergeist to run it over. Also, it cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effects, except during your main phase 2. The good thing is, you'll summon it during your main phase 1. You'll enter your battle and attack and, go crazy, right? And it'll be hard for them to target it. Main phase 2, they can, but you probably already got rid of what you need to get rid of before they're able to do anything. As long as you make sure they don't have Altergeist monsters on the field, you have a higher chance of them not being able to use any of their traps. So one goes with the other. And it's relatively simple, not too complicated. You just gotta remember effect negation and trap negation. As long as you have the ability to deal with those two, or at least be able to remove monsters and traps, you can easily be Altergeist. And that'll be the end of the video.